One of the most underrated anime, World Trigger, is finally getting a reboot, and this isn't speculation, it's now official, and we will go over everything you need to know in this video. So, the series, specifically the anime, is based on the manga series of the same name written and illustrated by Daisuke Ashihara. The manga series is still ongoing, so this reboot will show more than just what was already shown in the original anime, well, at least to a point which I will get into in a second. The reason for this reboot comes down partially to the manga. Recently, the manga has quietly become one of Shueisha's top-selling ongoing titles, which occasionally beats Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen sequels, and others in volume sales, but this is only at certain times when there actually is a new volume available because there is long hiatuses because of the author's health. So, with the anime stalled since 2022 on a cliffhanger and strong global streaming presence on Crunchyroll and Netflix as of late, Toei saw the perfect opportunity to remake the early arcs with today's budget and talent, which will very likely be the same team that nailed Seasons 2 and 3. Season 1's 73 episodes became the single biggest reason new viewers bounced off the series, even despite Seasons 2 and 3 being praised for gorgeous action and a faithful adaptation. This is Toei's way of finally giving World Trigger the polished, accessible gateway it has always needed, which wipes away the dated, low-budget Season 1 that scared off newcomers and replacing it with a modern high-quality remake, which will likely be made by the exact team that already proved they can deliver stunning visuals and perfect pacing in Seasons 2 and 3. However, that part is still speculation, and it's also speculation whether they will reboot the entire series or just Season 1. But reboots typically remake the entire series. Take Rurouni Kenshin, for example. So yes, the chances are pretty high we will get a total reboot that will this time be more faithful to the manga and will likely adapt to the latest chapter. This is what I mentioned earlier, so this right now is entirely speculation. We could see a Season 1 reboot and then the story would continue from Season 4, which I still think based on anime trends is the least likely outcome. And knowing Toei Animation, who has the resources and budget, will very likely remake the series in its entirety. So with that being said, we already got some leaks on this adaptation. It's kind of what we already speculated, but it's at least more credible now. So, Sugoi Light, who is a credible leaker, posted that the studio is currently planning to readapt the original manga's first chapter to the first part of the B-Rank Wars arc. This is pretty much those 73 episodes from Season 1, which I was talking about. That season adapted the introduction arc, the Black Trigger capture arc, the border enlistment arc, the large-scale invasion arc, and finally part of the B-Rank Wars arc. This would make up about 24 episodes, which is a 2-core season if adapted faithfully, because episodes 49 to 63 in the anime was all filler, so technically there was only roughly 54 canon episodes. But this could also translate to 2 seasons, depending on the adaptation. So initially the new reboot was teased on the official X channel, stating the 4th of December reboot, and on the 4th the project was announced in the form of a trailer that a full anime remake has been confirmed, and will be produced by Toei Animation. So although we did get this little bit of news, it's actually only a hype for what's coming next, because it was also announced that we will get much more information on the 20th of December at the Jump Festa. This would likely include a release window, maybe even a full-on trailer, but speaking of a trailer, let's break down what we've got so far. It's short, but packs a punch. So, the 15-second promo video dropped on the official X account on December 4th, which features Yuma Kuga's voice saying, "The gate from another dimension returns," with swirling black energy hinting at the Black Trigger scenes. The key visual shows Yuma smirking amid that dark aura. This pretty much looks way more dynamic than the old Season 1 frames. The newly revamped website, which focuses on the reboot, even got real-world promo, which is a massive gate posters popping up at Tokyo stations like Toranomon, Sakurada, and Monzen Nakacho until December 7th. This is to get the hype up. That means with all this marketing, the budget is pretty high for this anime. So when this reboot finally drops, we're not just getting a simple glow-up to make some profit for the company. We're getting a full-on premium, high-budget adaptation with the kind of epic battles, slick direction, and marketing push that could finally launch World Trigger into the mainstream spotlight it's deserved for a decade at this point. But till we hear more info, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.